Welcome back to the channel. I'm Rochelle, this is Brampton Gardener, and today we are going to be potting up some of these beauties. Right? So, I started these seeds in the tray 2 weeks ago. They're doing great. I will be potting up into this container. I have my ornamental kale, my pansies, I have the frizzle sizzle, and the sangria mix. So I'm hoping to get them all into this tray. That way they can get bigger and grow on nicely. These are a cool flower. I am going to be potting these up into my spring containers, hopefully in April. So I want to give them a nice good head start. So I start them in these trays because they're so tiny. Like, the seeds are really, really tiny, and the kale, not so much, but I just kind of had started them all the same way at the same time. So we are going to slide these in here, and I'm going to label everything when I'm done. I pre-counted, and I think I have 20 of each variety of the pansies. So what I'm going to do, I like to use, you can use a toothpick or whatever you want to use. I like using this little tool. I steal it from my daughter. It is a little hook for knitting. She has like the round knitting thing where you make the hats and whatever. This works really good. I like the curve on it, and I like the handle it has. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pre-poke my holes down into the soil blocks. A quick video on how I pot them up. Sometimes I will do this in a live, which I will probably be doing that when I do my petunias, because that's going to take a lot longer and it gets really tedious, and it's kind of fun to have company while I do it. So, but I'm going to get these done first. So pansies, same thing. I just kind of go in and loosen the roots with this, and then you just want to grab it by the flower, by the leaf, if you can, and then get it close to this section, and we're just gonna, oh my goodness, look at the roots on these things. Okay, so note to self, I should have done these a week ago, but some of them would not have been big enough, so I was waiting, but my goodness. The only thing I don't like about doing this method is it kind of misshapens the soil blocks a little bit. They're not as pristine as they were, but it works. So, and I just used the, oh no, we've completely destroyed that soil block. Keep in mind, this is not a how-to video. This is a how I do video. Does not mean that everyone should be doing it this way. Does not mean it is the best way to do it. Just means this is how I do it, and it works for me. But not always recommended. Okay. Okay, so this is the frizzle sizzle. Pansies, and then this is the sangria. Okay. Careful, I don't want to break the root as I stick it in, but I just kind of wind it and scrunch it. Think of kind of like when you put noodles on your fork or your chopsticks. You're trying to get your noodles, kind of just wind it around in there and just kind of shove them in. But they have beautiful roots on them already, so they're gonna do just fine in here. Take this divider in here and just put it like this to keep them. Okay, so I think the kale, I don't know, maybe I'll try one. See if I can get them in. I really want them in here because it would just be so much easier. I think that's gonna work. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Hopefully I don't have more than 15. So we are kind of destroying these soil blocks in the process of this. Okay, that's crazy. I ended up with the exact perfect amount of kale, ornamental kale, to go into these soil blocks. So I have 20 of each varieties of the pansies. I have frizzle sizzle and the sangria. They are both a mix of colors. And then I have the ornamental kale. So they're looking a little wonky, but there's my tray. I'm probably gonna go stick these under the humidity dome upstairs just for the first day or so, just until they can kind of get their sea legs, so to speak, and their roots get taken care of. So I will be giving them a gentle mist, just so there's no air pockets in and around them, but that's them, yeah. So left in this container, I have some spinach and lettuce. So I'm just gonna leave them in here. They can grow a little bit bigger, and then I'll probably be able to plant them out fairly soon, especially if I put them out in like one of my containers out back, and I use the lid from the winter sowing containers. It's like that big water jug lid. I can just throw that on top and use it like a cloche. So I'm thinking of trying that with the spinach, the lettuce, and miner's lettuce that I have upstairs. It's going crazy, so I have enough to risk, so I might be planning that tomorrow. Yeah, I will be, if I do the live today, you will see the live on the petunias before you see this video, but these really need to get potted up soon as well. These are a much better size for the potting up, because I won't have to, I only have one in that, only one of the cranberry. Sad. Yeah, because the root structure is going to be a lot smaller on most of these. A few of the petunias are getting big, and these status are going to they're going to be plenty big. Let's just see what one of those looks like, the roots on them. Everything I read about status one said 14 days to germinate, another said 21 days. Oh, see, those are nice. They're not too bad on the, okay. Mine, they germinated in like 2 days. Yeah, so that's awesome. Okay, so I'm just gonna put ornamental kale down here, and I have 15 of those. Those soil blocks have kind of lost any shape, but that's all right. So hopefully they'll be happy in here for a month or so. I don't know. If they get too big, I can always pot them up into the next size, which I might want to do. These soil blocks are great, and I can prune them back, and I can keep them in here until I plant them out in 6 weeks, or I can pot them up into larger blocks and get them growing bigger before I pot them out, which I might want to do because these are going in my spring planters. And if we set the greenhouse up, I will have room out there for the larger soil blocks to kind of grow on until I can set them outside. So I might be potting these up into the larger soil blocks in another, I don't know, 3 weeks maybe? We'll see. We'll see. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you are enjoying my series of what am I planting this week. This week is week 7, February 16th, I think. Somewhere around there. And so I started all my seeds earlier in the other video, and then I potted these up. So I will see you later, and good luck growing. So here are the pansies and the kale, and this is just about a week later, so you can see they've all taken very well, and they are getting nice and big.